Welcome to the AEW Dark review. My name is Tom, aka Maybe Rhodes. First off, let me just start by saying I have rebranded Crossroads Wrestling. You've probably noticed that already. And I'll now be going by Grapple With This. I'll explain more on the weekly Dynamite review podcast tomorrow. Why, the reason for the rebrand, and that'll be available wherever you get your podcasts. But the main thing is, the content will not change. It's still all AEW reviews, pay-per-views, bonus content on YouTube as well. I may also start uploading these Dark reviews to our RSS feed and our podcast service as well. So, first up on Dark then, we had Rache Chanel versus Hikaru Shida. I noticed this week Rache had the weirdest animated tiger on her entrance video. It looked like if Microsoft clip art was animated. She then dropped to the ground like a bootleg Shinsuke Nakamura when she got into the ring. I still don't know how I feel about this gimmick, but she fully embodies it at least. Chanel got pissed off that Shida messed up her hair with a wrestling move, so Shida went and just messed up her hair without a wrestling move. Chanel went into her bag and got the world's biggest comb out of the bag, and she combed Shida's hair, which was nice of her, I suppose. Shida missed an Enziguri, and Chanel hit her with a back suplex for a 2 count. They exchanged some forearms, and Shida hit her with a running knee against the corner. Then Shida did a delayed vertical suplex. When she got back in the ring, there was a dodgy-looking reversal where when Shida was kind of carrying Chanel for about 3 hours, and then she did a dodgy-looking backbreaker, and then an armbar, and eventually Shida hit the Falcon Arrow to win. We then had Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford, of course, versus Corey Hollis. I thought this was his debut, but I think he'd already had one loss on Dark some time ago, so I think this was his second match. Sabian started the match with shades on, and I don't know where he and Orange Cassidy get their shades from, right? But they're either some kind of specialist wrestling shades, if that's a thing, or they glue them to their heads before the match. You know the way some wrestlers have pre-match rituals that they do? Kip Sabian grabs a cocktail stick from what I can only assume is a big bag of cocktail sticks that he takes everywhere with him. He sticks one in his mouth, because he thinks he's the bad guy, Razor Ramon. And then he glues his shades to his head. And so does Orange Cassidy. Mad. Anyway, Kip did a move and then rolled to the bottom rope and had Penelope Ford feed him water, and then they had a little kiss. I'm telling you what though, if I was in the ring and my girlfriend was at ringside and I went in for a kiss, she'd be like, "You're in a fight? What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "Oh shit, yeah." So that's supreme confidence. Right, so, I said in a podcast a while ago, when Kip Sabian had that tag team partner before he was a problem, they used to do a thing where Kip attempted a field goal, by kicking his opponent's head off, and the refs always said it was either wide left or wide right, and I said on the podcast, just wait. When Kip finally gets told that he scored, and I don't even know if scored is the right term, I don't watch American football, when he goaled, when he got the points, when he did a win. No, when I'm going to say scored. I assume that's right. It's irrelevant. When he finally gets told that he scored, that will be when they win the AEW tag team titles. The ref in the start match last night absolutely ruined it and said that he scored. So that's gone. That's gone. Cheers. Hollis got a few moves in, including a pretty sweet looking middle rope springboard kind of overhead kick type thing. But Sabian hit the Deathly Hallows to win. I had no idea it was called Deathly Hallows. It's kind of like an airplane spin sort of thing. Torture rack type thing. But yeah. This was okay. I'm not going to start reviewing all the Dark matches. Yes, this was a good squash match. This was a better squash match. Dustin then backstage was training Brandy Rhodes and Ali inside the Jaguars football stadium, and they were interviewed by Dasha Gonzalez. I didn't realise the Nightmare Sisters are 4-0, which is pretty sweet. Dasha asked, "What's the goal?" Ali said, "To win." Obviously, Brandy said AEW has one of the best tag team divisions in the world for men, but what does that mean for women? So the hope was that by winning they'd catch people's attention. Dustin said he thinks they already did. Then Ali just started copying everything Brandy was saying, and it descended into madness. So they were on the same page, and then they weren't. We then have Best Friends versus Brady Pierce, the teeth and boots guy, and Sabby, which is therefore just Tino Sabatelli, who was last seen in NXT, so a good chance for him to impress. Sabby started well, but managed to piss Trent off by shouting at him, and Trent just battered him. Brady Pierce is growing on me. Not like a fungus, but he is definitely growing on me. I don't know what it is. I'm enjoying his matches more every week. Maybe he's just getting better. That's a possibility, right? I noticed Sabby's trunks had Tino written on them, which, is a shortened version of his real first name, Sabatino. But the logo on the front of his trunks looked like a TS. So I don't know if he was just wearing the same trunks he had in NXT or not. Best Friends had a quick, half-hearted hug, and the camera that zooms out just completely missed it. It did zoom out, but it was well too late. Best Friends did finish them off with their double team finisher thing. They did a hug after the match as well, but the camera didn't even bother trying to catch that one. Just an observation at this point, right? This is not AEW related, okay? All the way through watching Dark on YouTube, I kept getting adverts for manscaping. Is anyone else getting that, or is that just me? Are they trying to tell me something? I don't know. Next up was my best friend, Ricky Starks, who've been mates for a few weeks since he tweeted me. He was wrestling against Will Hobbs. Both of these guys look dead set for solid futures in AEW, so I was really looking forward to this one. It didn't disappoint. Starks started the match blowing on his thumb like a cartoon character. Was walking around like he was Will Hobbs, pretending to kind of throw his weight around. It's just got charisma oozing out of every orifice, hasn't he? I meant to say every pore, like in his body, P-O-R-E, every orifice. Was not what I meant to say. He's got charisma coming out of every orifice. After getting thrown to the ground by Hobbs, Starks ran into him and he bounced off like he just ran into the wrong wall at King's Cross Station and had gone head first into like platform 10 3/4 by mistake. He did manage to dodge a few moves and knock Hobbs down with a shoulder tackle. Started posing. Hobbs just got up and stood behind him like the masked felon in Scream. Hobbs gave Starks a delayed vertical suplex, held him up in the air for like 10 seconds because he's an absolute beast. Ricky Starks then managed to lift Hobbs over his shoulders with some kind of double underhook, gory bomb-esque slam thing. Unreal, absolutely unreal. This match is a really good showcase of what these guys can do in a few minutes. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and it's a huge take, right? Ricky Starks. Do you remember The Rock when he first started in WWF, when he was a heel? It's the same guy. Moving on. Scorpio Sky versus Aaron Solow. I know some people were excited that Aaron Solow was debuting, but this was my first look at him. Scorpio Sky was just showing how good he is in this match. Solow had a really good comeback at one point with a succession of kicks, but Sky did the TKO to win. I hope to see more of Solow in AEW. I think I need to see more of him to really analyse him. But he looked okay from this. Scorpio Sky, though, is on an absolute roll. And I'm glad he's one of my favourites in AEW. We then had KiLynn King versus Diamante. KiLynn, the Queen of Crazy, or as I like to say, Baby Becky Lynch, came out shouting into the camera that she's the best thing to come out of Ohio, which is bang on, because that's where Jungle Boy's dad, Luke Perry's from, so I can see Jurassic Express in her future. I realised during the match that Diamante looks like a more evil version of heel Bailey. Anyway, she won. Robert Anthony versus Darby Allin. So Taz had stakes in this one. Taz on commentary, obviously. It looks like Allin and Cage are about to head into a feud. So Darby stared Taz out, even after the bell went, to the point that Robert Anthony was shouting at him to pay attention, and then he made a fatal error. Robert Anthony did. He pushed his nose up against Darby Allin's face. Darby Allin's makeup-covered face. Hence, his nose was covered in black makeup for the whole fight. Allin got some heavy offense in at first, but Anthony fought back, exposed the underneath of the ring, and threw Darby Allin into it. He turned to the camera and shouted, "Do you see me now?" All I could think was, yes, I do see you now, but I also see that on your nose, there's something on your nose there, mate. It's like a bit of... in all seriousness, though, Anthony's improving every week and it's starting to remind me of Drew Gulak a few years ago when he hadn't been noticed yet. He was a bit underrated and overlooked. He's definitely getting there. Darby went for a few rough-looking arm bars and then he did a coffin drop from the top turnbuckle while Robert Anthony was stood dazed on the apron. Darby hit a stunner, then a coffin drop in the ring to finish the match. So good to see him back. Brian Cage came out after the match. While Darby faced the other way, he dragged him through the ropes to the entrance ramp and released German suplexed him over the top rope into the ring. Insane. This guy can, I don't know, he bench press like 64,000 K or something. I don't even know if that's a lot because I don't do any exercise. Then he lifted him up. He lifted Darby Allin up, but who came to the rescue but Robert Anthony? Brian Cage pushed him away and he was dragged out of the ring by my best mate Ricky Starks and driven into the ring post. Starks then got into the ring, watched Cage give Allin power bombs, watched Cage give Allin 2 power bombs and then assisted him with a move of his own. Yes, can you believe some people don't watch Dark? If you're one of those people and you have a spare hour in the week, use it on this show because things just went down. Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, what? Next up, and I think TAZ said he was going to announce it on Dynamite as well, which is tonight. Next up, my favourite tag team in AEW, Peace and Avalon, with Leva Bates and Brandon Cutler versus B&B, Bed and Breakfast, Butcher and Blade. I still can't get over the fact that Butcher was the guitarist in Every Time I Die. I cannot unsee it. Brandon Cutler rolled a 19 on the D20, so technically he should probably have had this match in the bag. I genuinely think he should roll the die before every single move. And then he'll have his own version of Every Time I Die. I'm sorry. I can't unsee it. Good for the Butcher, though, you know? Metal band. I'm into me metal. I like a bit of metal. Metal band. Wrestling. My worlds have collided. Not once with Jericho, but twice. At one point, Leva Bates jumped from the apron to Butcher at ringside, who caught her. Peter Avalon just didn't give a single shit. And Tope suicided himself and pushing her onto Butcher and breaking her glasses, I think. Well, that's what they said anyway. They looked okay, whether she got a new pair of glasses. It's irrelevant, no one cares. Cutler and Avalon get better every week, though. They also maybe did the best actual tag of the year. Cutler dived over the top rope to Butcher at ringside and tagged Avalon on the way out, who climbed the top corner and landed a diving splash. Butcher and Blade finished them off, though, of course, and then beat them up after the match. Then Butcher broke out a guitar and played a riff for the few in attendance. I can't unsee it. So tonight's AEW Dynamite, and I'll be reviewing that tomorrow wherever you get your podcasts. Remember to search Grapple With This, as we're not going to be called Crossroads Wrestling anymore. And as such, you can now follow the show at Grapple With This. And you can follow me at the Murphy Rhodes. The new website as well is grapplewiththis.weebly.com. It's still Weebly because I'm a cheapskate. Like, sub, comment your thoughts. See you tomorrow. Peace.